Today, another magic fall day. Just still have some leaves falling, and they're just beautiful. The temperatures are cold in the morning and just about right about lunchtime. We're going to get out of here nice and early. And this time of year, it's always a good idea to check the air pressure in the tires. As it gets colder like this, the air pressure tends to drop. I like to keep it right where I want it. Now, the good news is we have a very unusual thing here at the house. I don't have any farm work to do. This was the first time in so long. I got all caught up yesterday, so I have plenty of time to get out on the open road today. So what I wanted to do after I pre-flight the bike and check everything over and clean it, I wanted to lay out a little bit different route than I normally go on, a little bit longer. I have extra time today, and that's very unusual. I usually have a very set amount of time, and KARYN and I worked that out ahead of time. But today, it's exceptional. And it's going to be even better because the leaves are changing still. We're still in a part of the year where you go out in the morning, it's a little chilly, and by the time you get home, it's just perfect. And I love not having to deal with summer riding gear and all that kind of stuff. So this is, for me, the best time of the year, maybe for you too, depending on where you live. But always to have the bike pre-flighted, cleaned up. I always feel just better, like putting on clean clothes. And of course, the biggest thing for me, never forget to plug in the radar detector or you are in big trouble. So because I got this from KARYN for my birthday, and I went through the choices at Motorcycle Mall because I wanted to get it before she changed her mind, to be honest. So Luciano and I went down, narrowed it down to two, and it's a funny story. He wanted the Retro Ninja. He liked that better, in Kawasaki green. I sat at the last minute. I sat on the one MT09 they had there, and the riding position of the bike just drew me right in. I said, this is a bike, I'm going to turn the key and go for a ride. Will not have to change any of the ergonomics, and I haven't. I have never even adjusted the bars on the bike. It fit me perfect. And being honest, I know a lot of people that bought the wrong bike, either too big, too heavy, too cumbersome, something they didn't like, and then later on they just wanted to get rid of it and get something different. Not me. I know some people do enjoy buying and selling motorcycles on a regular basis. Unfortunately, I don't. I like buying a bike, and it's worked out well for me, buying one from every 10-year period, putting it in my collection, and leaving it there. And the good news is, if you find that magic bike that fits your ergonomics, it's got the power delivery that you want, smooth power. In this case, it's got safety features galore, a quick shifter. One of the things that you never even think about I like on this bike is having all the lighting that's in the front. There's 6 individual lights when you turn them all on, the high beams. And anytime I'm on these back roads and where it's shady and dark, I always think the more lighting I can put on the front of the bike, the better. And even the blinkers, I've left them totally stock just to add some visibility. And in my case, I knew right away when I got the bike into my shop and looked at it. It had very few miles on it. It wasn't even broken in yet. I started right then and there making a list of stuff I wanted to change, things I wanted to paint. I wanted to get rid of as much of the flat black as possible, and it took me 2 years to make all these little detail changes. And I know a lot of my friends that have sport bikes, and they're very expensive now, of course. And they need to get a new one every couple of years to keep up with all the electronic features and all the traction controls and things that dial a phone for you and whatever. I don't know. I kind of like the idea that I have stuff, I get stuff, and I modify it to suit my needs. And then I basically plan on keeping it forever. I don't enjoy selling things. It's funny. I guess it's a quirk of mine. I really like to keep stuff. And I think one of the saddest things I can imagine is when you sell something and you get something new and then you wish you had the old thing back, and you look at the new bike and you want to kick the tires. I don't want that to happen to me. And being very honest, I wish I could forget the fact that I did sell some things that I really wish I could get back. My 55 Chevy, my Air Coupe, some of my H1s and H2s. But unfortunately, once you sell it, you can't get it back. Now, if you're a lot younger, your priorities in motorcycling can be a lot different. You probably enjoy low clip-ons. You enjoy, a seating position that's a little different than me, but at 79 years old and counting, I like the ergonomics of this bike a lot. And the only thing, in going on to the fifth year, the only thing I could really complain about was getting 2 flat tires in the first, I think, 3,500 miles. 2 flat tires. Who gets 2 flat tires? Another thing that surprised me on this bike, it actually shocked me. When I installed the aftermarket, well, it's Yamaha, but it didn't come with the bike. It was about $125 if I remember right. I put the quick shifter on. I made a video of how to install it. And I went out with the quick shifter, and I have never, this is almost 4.5 years later, 4 plus. I have never gotten sick of just going through the gears on this bike. Never. And believe me, there are hundreds of little mods to this bike to make it my own. And to me, having a motorcycle that's my own means I'm going to keep it forever. And every one of the modifications, every one of the little paint projects, the windshield, the seat cowl, the scoops, the lettering, every single part of it, is out on the channel. If you go to my channel, over 3,000 videos, and just search for that topic. And I just think over and over, could I ever have picked a better choice of bike? I often think about the Kawasaki, but I'm always glad that I bought the MT09. And no matter where I ride, or who I ride with, or what style of riding I'm into at that particular time, this bike just never disappoints you at all. And every time I run into somebody that's got the newer model, I'm a little bit jealous that I have to wait another 5 years to add another bike to my collection. One bike from every 10-year period. I'm actually looking forward to it. Now, I stayed out today a couple hours longer than I normally do, but this bike just draws you in. The seat is comfortable, 50 miles to a gallon, and sometimes you never want to turn around and go home, but I got to turn around and hit Route 80 right now. Now, at the end of every ride, I always think, how lucky am I to have a wife as good as Karen, who bought me an MT09 for my birthday. Boy, did this turn out to be a good investment. I wish I would have bought two of them at the same time. Anyway, bird just flew by. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed sharing this day with us, sharing our life with us, and sharing this ride. And thank you guys so much for watching.